Are you ready to supersize your wealth powers, baby? Are you ready to turn this up? I am here to tell you a little bit about how you can get more Quan in your pocket. Yes, that's what today is all about. I am on this big wealth building extravaganza. I don't know what to call it. I'm really excited, and it's not about money. It's about pushing myself to learn new things, up my skill set, and generally kind of scare the crap out of myself. Why? Because that's the way we get big things done. And one of those big things for me is always being afraid of finances because just not knowing what to do with it. And I always had these judgments about myself that when I did make a lot of money, that meant I was a bad person, that I was going to be evil, that I was going to be selfish, self centered. And why? Just money messages that I grew up hearing, right? I don't know if any of you heard something like, geez, if all the rich people are taking the money from us, that's why we don't have any. The rich people are always screwing the poor people over. And whatever you believe about that, that's the whole point for me, is changing my money mindset, because I want to attract wealth to me. And why? Not for the sake of attracting money, so that I can live my best life. I can go to as many concerts as I want to. I can help my family when I want to. I can give to the charitable causes that I love. I can have a great roof over my head, and I can provide an education and a life for my kids that is comfortable, whatever that is for you. So, if you want to know, are you struggling? Are you in the middle of it like me, where you were in this path of learning for the first time in my life and going, it's okay to have money? Or maybe you already knew it was okay to have money. The fact is, when you know what your core motivation is, when you know what makes you tick, that is what your golden ticket is. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the color code and how that can help you make more money and manage your money more effectively. So, if you don't know me, I'm Zandra, and I've helped thousands of people with the color code supercharge their life and go start doing the things that they really love to do and that really light their heart and soul up. I am on a mission to really live my purpose. And people say, what is your purpose? I believe it was to smell every flower, talk to every person, experience as many experiences as I can, and learn constantly. That's what my purpose is. And that's what every day is for me, is waking up and learning more. And really, the color code has totally given me that ability. And I use it now with all of the clients that I work with. I learned about it about 12 years ago when I had a massive health crisis, went blind in my right eye. And the doctor said there's a 20% chance you have multiple sclerosis. Either it's coming back, your eyesight's coming back, or it ain't. And I basically embarked on this journey of figuring out what made me so excited and happy to get out of bed every morning and to not have to constantly go on vacation from my life. When I go on vacation, it's just an extension of the joy that I live with every single day. And why is that? Because I know what my core motivation is. For me, I'm yellow, and my core motivation is fun. And I didn't always do that. I believed that my job was just to suffer and to help other people and just to help people. Why? Because I'm emotional. So that's one of the big parts of my color code, is I'm non-controlling and I'm emotional in my yellow state. My reds, we're going to start talking about you. My reds, you are controlling and you are logical. My blues, you are controlling and you are emotional. My whites, you are non-controlling, you are logical. And yellows, we are emotional and non-controlling. So I'm just giving you that brief summary. You can check into other previous podcasts, videos, whatever, however, or if you're listening to this online, there's plenty of places to find it, and you can find all the links below. So I want to get down to business and give you some tips when you know what each one of your core motivation is, how you can start to make more money, save more money, just create more wealth in your life. And don't worry about it. If you don't know what your color code is, going to be a free link down below for you so that you can go take this free assessment. So let's get down to business. My reds, what are they all about? They are controlling and they are logical. So really, I need my reds to really learn into their own intuition and their own belief into their their own logic and their ability to measure financial opportunities and balance them well to figure out what's going to be the best opportunity for them. All right. So I really need my Reds to set some really big goals for themselves. And don't be afraid to set those big effing awesome goals, the BFAGs, right? That are going to scare you a bit. My Reds don't get scared a lot. That's why I need you to push it a bit, but also because you are controlling, which equals to leadership skills. Okay. People go, controlling, I don't want to be that. Yes, you do. Because that's going to help you motivate yourself to keep your team in line, to keep your family in line, to work towards your BFAGs, right? Your big, awesome goals. So you need a strong leader with a strong sense of vision. And that's really what the strengths of Reds are, is being able to see into the future and to figure out what's coming next, right? You need that Red if you want to see this world around you. If you want something, I never dreamed I could have a home that I have now, but it was so much about my Red husband. He's got big goals and big ideas. And so he rubbed off on me. And so he started to infect me with his awesome goals, right? The BFAGs. So my Reds, we need your leadership. We need you to support us as a person that can help us see a vision, set big goals for ourselves. And don't worry about it. If that's not your core motivation, you can turn that up. Well, that's why you get to learn about every color, is so that you can implement the skills of each one of these colors today if you want to. So for my Reds, it's really about setting those big goals and knowing where they want to go. So you can start to do that. What do you want to do? Do you want to go on a vacation? Do you want to up your home, your life, where you're living at? Do you want a vehicle? Do you just want to be happy? Do you want to have more time, free time, so that you can spend the time like you want to, right? It's not always about stuff. It may be about feeling calm and not anxious at the end of the day, how you're going to make ends meet. So my Reds, you're great at helping us turn up our vision and really not being afraid to go after the big thing, right? Go after that golden ring or whatever you want to call it. So it's time for you to turn up those skills. And if you're not in a leadership position, my friend, it's time for you to start looking. Can I stretch myself? Can I go into a management position? Is it time for me to become a consultant and start my own business? Right? That's amazing. I love that you stay working for businesses, for those of you who can. But the amount of opportunities and wealth and personal fulfillment that comes from owning your own business is outrageous, right? So don't worry about it. You don't have to. You can find a side gig and start to build from there. All right. So don't think you have to go quit your job tomorrow. And a lot of times having that stability will allow you to do something else in a big way, because then you still have your health benefits and all that. So don't worry too. If you're Red, you do the assessment. We've all got a blend of colors. We've all got a secondary color. And that can be, if you feel that you're torn between being logical and being emotional, right? Your heart and your head fight with each other. There's a good chance that you are a red-blue combination. All right. So don't feel that this is a one size fits all box. There's small adjustments, but that's why I want you to look at what are the biggest characteristics of each one of these core motivations, so that you can start to implement them into your life. All right. So leadership skills, huge to capitalize on. Also, your ability to analyze and make quick decisions. So you can do the analysis, but then trust your analysis. Go after it, buy into it, right? Also, Reds don't operate a lot. They don't believe they operate a lot on their gut instinct, but they do, because their gut instinct is constantly analyzing. So when they do feel a feeling, it's generally because their logical brain has already processed it all. So trust yourself, go for it. All right. Risk management. My Reds, you are fearless. So utilize that fearlessness and go big. Of course, you're going to have some of your financial strategy. Of course, you're going to have those good regular ones that are going to bring you your slow long-term gain. But my Reds, because of your logic, you're going to sniff out those big, fat, awesome deals that the rest of us might be, no, I can't do this. That's where your riches are going to come, is by trusting your logical brain and that you know how to make the right decision. So don't hesitate, dig in. But also, on the flip side of it, listen to your gut instinct. Take a chance sometimes. Reds sometimes will get too focused on the details when really it might be fun. It might be exciting. It might be cutting edge. Well, yeah, that doesn't always equate to define dollars on a spreadsheet. But Reds, come on, put yourself out there and try something, especially if you have a yellow or a blue spouse that's got some pie in the sky ideas. You just never know what's going to happen for you. All right. I know it. This is your time. And finally, really focusing on your ability for long-term planning. Like I said, Reds have an amazing ability to see the future, to make the future come true. All right. So what does that mean? Help the rest of us paint a picture. If you've got a team of people, you got a family, you got a business, create that structure for us so that we can fit into that niche. Because a lot of times Reds are not flying on themselves. They have a team of people. And if you're working on your own still, my Red entrepreneurs, it's time to open up your circle, because you can only make much money as one person. That's what I'm learning right now, is to open up that, invite people to what I'm doing, because experts can do it a lot faster than you. A lot of my Reds will go, no, it's just quicker for me to do it because you can't trust anybody, right? To get it done. But I'm telling you, you need to start doing it if you want to increase your ability to make more money. And really, what does more money give you? It gives you more opportunities. It gives you more time, which you can never get enough of. And it gives you more flexibility to do the things that you really want to do. So, moving on to my beautiful blues, motivated by intimacy and relationships. Really, they're really about quality and service. So blues are twins to Reds on the color code. They both want to be in charge, right? They're both bossy. One leads with their heart and one leads with their head. And again, if you're a blend of the both, you may find that you struggle and you go back and forth. So my blues, you are great about relationships, but because you are so relationship oriented, oftentimes you may give away the farm. Why? Because you want to help everyone. That's what I used to do. I am a yellow blue, very strong yellow blue combination, very emotional. And so somebody's got a sad story, somebody makes me feel guilty or just says, oh, must be nice to have all that stuff. I'm giving it away faster than you can give it to me. And it's terrible. It's not healthy. I'm not doing it because I want to share it with other people and help other people. I'm doing it because I feel guilty. And there's no quicker way to become poor than by feeling guilty, because then you give away everything that you made. So if you're just starting a business, if you're just starting a job, whatever, get yourself, girl, paddle that canoe first, right? Don't start giving away money to your cousins and your mom and your dad. And geez, look how good I'm doing. If you're just getting on your financial feet, that's what blues will do, is give it all away. I need you to get yourself stable first, be able to paddle for a while or swim before you start giving it all away to everybody else. Because the fact is, you're going to end up broke quicker than you know what to do. And then you're the working poor. So I need you just to be a little bit more judicious about your spending, because blues want to help everyone. So that's part of it, is really having a set plan for yourself. Of course, with some charitable giving and all that stuff. I'm not telling you not to, but that's one of our biggest challenges that we have, is not doing that. So I need you to really start putting yourself first, put your financial oxygen mask on before you start putting everyone else's on. Okay. So making sure that you have a clear budget and that you really have a financial plan every month. You are controlling. So some of you blues go, I don't have that problem. Wonderful, darling. Keep that budgeting and financial plan in place, because I also imagine you probably have a little money set aside for charitable giving already. Okay. So super important. Another part, because you are already loving the relationship blues, is create more financial relationships. So go meet with several different bankers, go meet with different financial planners, enjoy that part of the financial process. And the fact is, you find a good, strong blue financial planner, they're going to lead and with their heart, which means they're going to treat your money like their money in the best way possible, where it isn't going to be, who cares? We lost some, we won some, big deal. They're going to have that same connection. And That's why I bought the car that I did, is because I absolutely adore the manager, I'm not even sure what they're called, lot manager, lot owner, whatever. Peter Sia, one of my dearest friends. I absolutely adore his family, his son. Him and his son sold me my first vehicle, and I'm sorry, guys, the vehicle is so good. It's 10 years, and I haven't bought another one. One of these days I will, and they're going to be the first ones I go to. Because why? Because we got a relationship, and I trust them. So for my blues, sometimes you can get nervous about investing or putting your money, because what if they don't have good motivations, right? My blues can be very suspicious of people. So, and especially if somebody didn't quite say it the right way, you felt you were brushed off or condescended to. So spend your time. It's just like anything. It's a partnership. So spend the time to go, and you enjoy it already. So go do that, right? Don't just take the first person that comes along. No one should. And then finally, I kind of spoke to it already, is the whole impulsive spending thing or the impulsive giving thing. Giving makes us happy, but spending money, if you have that in your soul, spending money may be your stress reliever. Because very rarely, if you are not a super healthy blue, if you give everything, you very rarely do a lot of self-care for yourself. So our self-care can come in the way of spending. It can come in the way of gambling. It can come in the way of eating too much, going out to eat, watching Netflix. Like basically, spending money is a stress release. I don't know if anybody can connect with that, but that's for me is a big stress release. That and dancing, but there's not enough places to dance these days, right? So I spend a lot of time on Amazon, and I get that quick little thrill, right? And so that's what I say, is really having a clear plan for yourself and some really clear set out goals that just aren't, oh boy, we're paying the house off. No, something that's going to get you excited. And maybe it is including other people, taking the family on a vacation, doing a girls trip with your besties, whatever that thing, coming to 80s in the sand with me, my favorite event every year with my favorite people, right? I don't know what that thing is, but really set some goals for yourself so that you're not just blowing your money, because that's the emotional part of us, right? It feeds something in us. Next, my whites. Motivated by peace. They are they are really about logic as well, experimentation, but it's really about having this harmonious balance in their life, right? And not having any issues going on, right? So, what are my whites up to? What are your strengths? Because you are so good at, you're the inventors of the color code. You are the Yodas of the color code. You are really about balance. And so, when you're healthy, man, your finances are balanced, your mental state is balanced, your fitness is balanced, health, all that. But when you're not, you can get stuck just like the rest of us. So, what do I need my weights to focus on? So, they generally will have a conservative investment strategy. And if they don't, if you're just letting your money flutter out of your fingers because you don't have any goals, because you're not controlling, right? So, generally, whites just are like, oh, well, chickens today, feathers tomorrow, like yellows. That's one of our favorite sayings. Whatever, big deal, because we're non controlling, right? So, oh, well, we didn't make our goals this month, maybe next month. But then the problem is we really get stuck and we never reach our goals. So whites, as much as you are generally um, a pretty conservative person to begin with, I need you to start saving something. Put some money aside for that rainy day, right? And whites generally will enjoy stability more. So I'm not telling you to run off and go invest your money in magic beans. I don't think anyone should, but yellows will. And if reds are smart, they'll take a chance because they've got some extra money anyway, right? So it all depends on whether you should trust the bean, person selling you magic beans. But my whites, you're generally going to feel safer. So go after that long-term slow gain. Don't worry about it at being sexy or all the bells and whistles. But at the same time, do your research. And if you find something that's sexy and kind of has some bells and whistles, but you don't know to trust it, put a little bit of money into it. You're going to need to kick that logical brain away sometimes. And my whites will need to ask a million questions. They're the inventors, so they just keep asking questions. Well, sometimes you just need to take a chance. Sometimes you just need to take a chance. And I told myself I wasn't going to start another business. I love network marketing businesses. Why? Because they don't take a lot of money, time, or generally organization. The systems are set up there for you. And people still will say, oh, you mean pyramid schemes? No, they're two different things. Pyramid schemes are pyramid schemes where only one person at the top makes money, where you're sending all of your $1 to one person and you're going to get $800. That's not realistic. Network marketing is sales. You are like a store. That is the simplest of it. Yes, can you sign up other stores and have franchises under you? Yes, you can, and it benefits you. All right, sorry. That's my little thing, my little rant for the day. But the conservative part of me, the white in me goes, yeah, no, I don't need to start another business, and focus on what you have. You've tried this before. I talked myself out of it until I found these amazing nails, this Color Street nails. Oh my gosh, yes, I am crazy about it right now. Why? Because it's joy, one fingernail at a time. It's easy for me. My everyday life is pretty hard. The work I do it's very fulfilling, but it can be really hard. I'm dealing with people's emotions pretty much every day, all day long, in one shape or another. And because I'm saying hard messages, it isn't always fun. People don't always like what I have to say. And so having a side gig that is just pure fun and pure energy and pure joy, and the people that I get to hang out with, Olivia, you're the best, babe. Yeah, it's amazing and it's super fulfilling, right? So I had to kick that white part out of my brain going, do you really need to do another thing? I totally turned in. When I tried it, I turned up my yellow and went, yes, it's fun, but also my red, which is a risk taker, and went, let's try this. I can always quit. It's never going to happen because I love my nails. But that's what, right? That's what my blues or my whites really need to do is don't be scared. Take a chance sometimes. You just never know what can come, even when it doesn't make total sense to you, right? Financial education. My whites are generally, because you're introverts, generally, you aren't necessarily out meeting a whole bunch of people all the time and learning about finance and learning about all the great opportunities that are out there. So what I'm saying is, go out, be a blue, and start engaging financial experts. Start even listening to podcasts, even, right? Watching YouTube videos. Push yourself. Learn more about finance. We all should. But whites can generally be, I'm not worried about it, unless it's right in their face, saying you really need to do this. So my whites, get out there, educate yourself, learn as much as you can. And this final one, like I said, whites can, all of us can entertain ourselves by shopping. But because whites can be introverts, they're not necessarily spending their money going out to dinner, hanging out with people doing that. You may have that where you're a gamer and I have a couple of clients where hundreds of dollars a month are going to gaming sites. And they're like, well, what's the big deal? That's everything. Well, realistically, do you need to be signed up for 4 different or 5 different things? So we've been working on a financial plan that way. And so making sure that you have control of your debt, right? Because you're non-controlling, that can sneak up on you. And I need you checking your bank statements, and I like especially checking your online credit card statement at least once a week. Why? Because getting ripped off is all over the place these days, right? So you need to constantly be checking your financial statements. I've been hacked probably 4 times, and every time the bank goes, wow, you really caught that fast. Yes, because I check my credit card regularly, but also so I don't let it get out of control. Because whites and yellows, because we're non-controlling, we go do 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 do, and we go into our happy place, and we can ignore, and just that debt is growing without us paying attention to it. And the next thing I'm going, holy crap. And then I'm really in trouble. So part of that checking for whites and yellows is to keep on top of your debt and make sure that there's nothing slipping by, that you're canceling all those subscriptions that you need to. Okay? Finally, yellow, motivated by fun, talents, enthusiasm, and optimism. And that's why I went blind, because I lived my life like a red. I believe that that's all my job was to move things from A to B. Powerful, right? Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Reds are motivated by power and moving things from A to B. And that's what I started doing. I stopped having fun. I stopped being carefree. I let everybody else be the star when I wanted to be. And that's what made me sick. But it also made me financially poor, because I wasn't capitalizing on the things that make me so amazing and which are making me wealthy right now. Okay. So, what are those things? What can you do? We are creative as hell, my friends. So, don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be, every time I get a crazy idea, I write it down now. I don't disregard it before I go, oh, yeah, whatever. Now I just have a list of crazy ideas, and it's called Zan's Crazy Ideas, because I don't know, because I forget ideas as soon as I get them. And I probably have had 20 million or billion-dollar ideas, seriously, because I see other people do them, but I don't act on them right away. So really, I need to use my creativity, but record it. I can't jump on everything, so I get shiny object syndrome. So that's the other thing. I need you to focus your attention, right? That's why I write it down on a piece of paper, because if I turned my direction every time I got a new idea, I would never get anything done. So really focusing, putting your ideas, having your parking lot, and capitalizing on your creativity. Get excited about it, right? But you can't be getting distracted every time something shiny comes along. All right. So kind of a double-edged sword there, right? Um, Implementing a balanced financial strategy. Do not go spend all your money on magic beans. I have, gosh, 14 different hair straighteners, because every time I go to the mall or somewhere different, there is a kiosk there who is going to sample and tell me why theirs is so much better. And I go, oh, magic beans. Yes, please. The fact is, the straightener isn't going to straighten it for me like the person does in the thing. So I always assume it's the straightener. No, it's having somebody else straighten it for you is a huge part of it, right? So stop buying all the magic beans, yellows, right? Stop blowing all your cash. Really looking at having a financial plan, period, but making sure it's balanced, making sure you have a little bit of savings, some long-term slow growth stuff, some exciting immediate growth stuff, right? Like, and maybe a side gig. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. I can't work for anyone else. I will get fired. I know that. I love working for myself because I have the ability to make or not make as much money as I want. But then I can also have as many side gigs that are creating me residual income as well. All right. And at my level, and I don't have to worry about what anybody else thinks or does. This is on me. Else do we got? Oh, so in terms of having that allocation of your finances, this is something everybody can do, but it's a big tool that's really helped me. Don't just have a checking account or a checking and a savings account. Why? Because it's a slush fund and you will never save anything because you got to pay the bills. And so what I need to tell you is I actually have 4 accounts right now. One is for fun money, one is for vacation, one is for my upkeep, right? Hairdo, nails, laser work, anything that I have on my to keep my youthful spirit, my youthful look. All of that kind of stuff, right? I have another account. Why? Because I'm always broke. Because it always just would come out of this checking and I would spend it until it was zero and go, oh, well, there was bills. I had bills. The fact is, you need to keep a budget. You need to keep track of what you're spending, even if that's just reviewing your credit card and your bank statement every month. But what you pay attention to and track is what grows in your life, or what you lose if that's weight. If you're tracking how much you eat, you're going to lose weight, right? So, money, what you pay attention to, you're going to grow that. All right. And you're going to stop throwing it away and wasting it on stuff that you don't need. And of course, with that is developing those money management skills, that money mindset, doing some of that mind work where you're like, chickens today, feathers tomorrow. That's what me and my sister used to say, which meant spend it all today. We'll worry about the consequences tomorrow. But that is no way to live your life. That is no, you've been stressed. You've not been able to pay your rent or mortgage. You've had it where your car has almost been repossessed. You haven't been able to go on that vacation or had to not go on the group trip because you just couldn't financially afford it. And I want you to go on the trip. I want you to have the home. I want you to be able to put your kids in the school you want to. I want you to be able to get your hair done every week if you want to, right? And don't worry about if your nails are sending you broke. Let's be in touch because I can give you some really good prices on it, right? Anyway, so financial discipline and money management skills, very important for yellows, everybody, but yellows and whites, especially because we're not controlling. And then finally, engage with financial advisors. A lot of times I just use whatever's in front of me and I don't bother to check it out. So that's why I waited. I actually bought these nails. To give you an example, I bought a set of these nails a year ago at a craft sale that I was at. And I was like, my mom tried them. I bought her a set and she was like, these are freaking amazing nails. And I was like, whatever. And if I would have signed up right at that table right in that minute, I would have had a completely different business. I waited a year because it was just out of sight, out of mind. So having somebody that can remind you of your goals. Well, now I started following this lady, and now that's who I signed up under because she was first and foremost in my mind. She kept touching base with me. Okay, I'm signed up now. It's the same with having a financial planner. When you have somebody that can help you keep an eye on your money, your business, your whatever, it could be a business coach, it could be, but somebody who helps you focus your attention on your KPIs, right? Or the things that you need to measure. We call them the key performance indicators. So it may be how many vacations you're going on, how many concerts you're going on, whatever, like how much money you're saving every month, right? Or where your money's going. Having a financial advisor is so important. And like I said, it doesn't, people think that you have to have millions of dollars to go get to talk to a banker to get advice. The fact is, if you can't save a penny, you're never going to save a dollar. You're never going to save $10, $100, and you're never going to have $1 million or whatever being comfortable is for you. So having somebody to help you set some goals and to keep you accountable to those goals, because that's the other thing with yellows. We go, oh, well, we didn't reach that goal. Big deal. Maybe tomorrow. It's my biggest crime. I am an achiever, but the crap that I could have achieved if I would have had a coach, if I would have had an advisor sooner than now, man, I could have like totally taken this world over already, my friends. I'm almost there anyways, but you know what I mean? I could have got to where I wanted to a lot quicker. So, do you want to know more about the color code? Does this entertain you? Because it's just not about money. It's about your health and wellness. It's about your relationships. It's about what you do with your time. Are the people that you're hanging out with the right people you should? Are they lifting you up or are they bagging you out? What is it that you want in your life? The color code can help you get that. And how? By working with me to help you create a plan, to help you figure out what is it that you want to get and how do you want to get there. So free link's going to be low here and if not, you can go to my website, zandraross.ca. All sorts of goodies there. We're kind of undergoing a bit of a rejig of the website. So I'd love it if you can go check it out and go sign up for my newsletter. I promise I don't harass you, but I want to be in touch with you and I want to make sure that I get you the info that you need. So please hit subscribe, follow me, whatever it is, because I love to be connected with the people and I love to know I'm a helper. What can I do to help you? What do you need to help skyrocket you into that next big thing that you want? All right? Let me know, baby. And don't worry about what you did yesterday, what you did the day before, what skills you do or don't have. The fact is, today is the rest of your life. It's a brand new day, and I want to help you get what you want. Okay? Love you. Have a good one. We'll talk.